Library is an important place for students. They can study here, read here, and prepare everything here. On the online platform of FCU, the most popular issue is about library and study room. People claim that library is too noisy to study and study room is a better place for people who really want to study. However, is that real? Today, we will visit both library and study room and interview our classmates to figure out the truth.
How long do you stay in the library? I usually go there in the break time of classes. And when it's time to the exam week, I will also go on holidays. Do you notice that the library organizes some activities when you are studying in the library? Occasionally, sometimes there are some exhibitions and speeches. Do you consider that the library is suitable for studying? I think it depends on personal thoughts. I usually wear headphones to study, but sometimes I will still be affected by the sound. I hope the problem can be solved.
When did you usually go to the library? When I was free in my class but I don't want to be back to my dormitory, I will stay at the library. Okay, did you face the problem that the library is too noisy or? In a weekday, I don't think it's noisy, but sometimes I will see that there are some people who are complaining about the activity and the noise in the library at the weekend. How about you? Don't you face the noise, right? Yes. When did you go to the library? Maybe before the exams or after the exams? Yes, before the exams. Okay, did you face the problem that the library is too noisy or? Actually, I usually go there before the midterm or the final exam, so everyone usually concentrate on their studies. I seldom hear about the noise. When did you go to the library and what did you do there? What was the problem that you figured out in the library?
Sometimes I will go there twice a week or 3 times a week to prepare my final exam and midterm. Actually, I will also go there to read the books or using the computer for searching the information for my project. The problem that I face sometimes there will be some speeches and exhibitions. The voice must be high and it will influence me when I study. But I will find another seat on another floor to prevent from the voice. Although it doesn't bother me at all, I still think school can reduce the complaint from students. For instance, moving speeches and exhibitions moving in another buildings.
According to the post on Dcard, students usually complain about the noise from people and the activities. But when we visited the library, it's really quiet. Also, there provides some study room for discussing. We also asked the librarian about the complaints on Dcard. She also gave us some answers.
In the past, did the library make a loud noise when holding exhibitions and activities? Previously, other administrative units did hold some more dynamic activities, and the volume may be relatively large. So there are such cases. So have the students who are studying here come to you to react to the noisy environment? Well, yes. When we were on duty, we also received a loud noise from a reader to react to the activity or a voice from a classmate discussing.
Then we go to the study room in aviation building. In general, people tend to go to the study room because it's quiet. But we notice another problem, the lack of seats. We also asked our classmates about the feeling of studying in the study room, and they answered us some of their thoughts.
Would you go to the study room? I've never been to the study room because people there are so focused. I will feel a little bit stressed and I'm afraid that I will fall asleep in that quiet place.
Do you usually go to the study room? What do you think of the environment? Sometimes everyone focuses on their studies there. Sometimes it will be a little stressful for me, although in the most time it's pretty quiet. Sometimes there is still some noises. Okay, thanks for sharing.
Have you ever been to the study room? What did you do there? What was the problem that you figured out in the study room? What would you suggest to our school?
I seldom go to a study room because I like a phenomenon in the library. Study rooms tend to be really quiet because there are lots of people preparing the postgraduate exam. It's really obvious when you make a small noise. So it makes me so stressed when I'm studying in a study room. However, I still go to a study room because it can make me focus on my studies. Additionally, I have to complain about the seats. The seats are absolutely not enough, and there are some people who occupy the seats with their own stuff. It quite bothered me, but I see the notice about this problem. I feel happy. I have to say, please add more seats.
Study room is pretty quiet, but we can see that there are some seats occupied with their own stuff. We think this may be the reason of the lack of seats. In the entrance, we can see that they put the notice on the board to inform students to not to occupy the seat for quite a long time. From collecting posts on Dcard and interview our classmates, we find that the complaint on Dcard happen occasionally. Library is still a good place for studying, and they try to solve the problem in study room. The way that we can do is to send our opinion to student council and let them communicate with school so that we can have our rights.